Hello, Namaskar. Good morning. It's about 11:15 a.m. now. I'm up at Namaskar Street here. I'm in the office of the Pharmacy and Poison Board. These days, I'm a drug inspector. I'm a drug inspector now. I've been working here at the Pharmacy and Drug Board. Pharmacy has various branches. They have the drug one. There's industrial pharmacy, there is clinical pharmacy, there is community pharmacy, there is so much roles pharmacy play, health sciences, there are lecturers who are pharmacy manager, pharmacy supervisors. In pharmacy we have to do, when you do the degree, they have to do a program, it's called health management and administration and so it's a little bit of idea about how to manage a pharmacy, how to operate. And when you go to the masters also, there's an advanced form also in there. Now the thing is, when you're an inspector, it doesn't really mean that you're degraded or you kind of devoted, just that a different role of pharmacists play, and he has to function in a different capacity. Yes, working here, I am going through a whole barrage of training, a whole retinue of training, new trainings, and it's just that it's a different feel of pharmacy, So an inspector, he usually has to do inspection of pharmacy for standards and this kind of thing. What I was made to understand was the Pharmacy and Poison Board was a big unit here in Guyana, but then it broke up. Half went to the Pharmacy Council and half afterwards went back to the what they call the pharmacy board. So they would do registering and they do things like they do pharmacy registration and pharmacy inspection, issue certificates. It's kind of like, it's not kind of like something new that you never heard about. This is my first year. I was at the drug one, but I didn't get any more training there. I was operating the pharmacy, not more training there to do the mechanics and the work inside the drug one, But the thing is, when you're at a different stage, there are so many stages in intellectual endeavor. Some people, they study up to the master. Some people have a PhD. Some people, they got just a diploma. But there's this big competition, this rush here in Guyana, I notice it, you can't avoid it. You are what based on your qualification. People look for status, they look for caste, for the caste system, and they want to know where they stand. People want to be as big as the president, as great as the Pope. Even when everybody, fit into the module of a professor. There's one great professor who ever went schizophrenic. He was a great mathematician, but he went schizophrenic. The thing is that they don't always pour through what they envision. It's hard living what you plan and what you think and what you envision and what you dream about. The dreams don't always mesh up. It's like John Lennon say, life is what happens when you're busy making plans. So the fight is there. People who have a doctorate who has a master's, they're supposed to be recognized. If you study in a foreign university, the Cuban claiming that they have honors over Guyanese, well, those who study in India, in Germany, in Russia, they have honors over the Cubans, and so on and so on and so on. But still, when you come down and you meet these people and interact, you find that the human quality is always there, you know. It doesn't leave, it doesn't go anywhere, it's still there. It's still there, making noise, dancing, laughing, and enjoying life and crying. All the dramatics of life is still there, you know. All the dramatics of life is still there. So what happened is that people gotta find their way somehow through life, you know. And again, it comes down to self-development, preparation, and self-training, self-discipline. In the end, these things are very important assets to have. You know, it's just a paper or a qualification telling you you're a master holder or a doctorate holder, and these are the things. The end is that your character matters much to represent the office, to represent your profession, to represent the country, to represent a scientific lineage, whether it's chemistry, biology, medicine, mathematics, organic chemistry, or biochemistry, or pharmacy, or medicine. You have to portray and bring credit to that organization by your own effort. And ever so often you have to work among your peers who, since after exiting high schools, they've learned the ways of the world. Not many of them have continued in a strain of absinthe, you know, of abstaining from alcohol, from cigarette, from illicit sex, from pornography. I remember in high school when the boys, one or two of them would get away to go to the hotels and the bathhouse. Then these guys, they would develop weird characteristics, weird behaviors, and so on, you know. But in the end is that they have to be watched and observed carefully for the qualities that they pick up, which will incite, which will arouse, which will create a different atmosphere, ambience, so to speak, you know. It's not always that things go smooth. You have different elements, renegade elements everywhere. We have the good, the quiet, the peaceful, various personalities, you know. So whether you work with a mature personality or an introvert personality or extrovert, it's the work has to get done at the end of the day. So whether it's in the science or the arts or the business, we have the good, the bad, and the ugly you have to live with. It's everywhere, you know. And again, it's left to your own common sense, your own incentives, your own initiatives, how you will survive on the street, how you gonna live with your comrades and others. So here I'm up at this new office here. I hope I do credit to myself, to my office. I'm representing the pharmacy department, but here it houses other departments, as you can see in this board here. Here they have public signboard saying that there's food policy, health department, veterinary public health, pharmacy employees board. So all of these different aspects of health workers are overlapping, intermingling, coordinating, intercommunicating, interpersonal relationship, and so on are all here. And it's fascinating area, you know, to see how various people grow in the health sector, different departments. I personally feel that pharmacy has produced some good people. The medical students are also okay, they're not very bad, you know. They're not very bad. They produce some good doctors, medical doctors here. They are locally, but the competition is rising. A lot of them are public are more universities. And the private doctors are different from the government trained doctors. And while you have a pharmacy, you have to work with a vet and so on, and the environmental officer and the public health officer. It's a kind of adaptation. We're not all the same, you know, people are so much different. And as people try to forge connection with each other, you have to remember there should always be a line of demarcation between individuals. No, as an entity, we are separate, we are independent, we are a whole universe by ourselves, colored by our thoughts, our philosophy, our ideology, our experiences, our karmas, our past lives, our endeavors, our way of life, and so on. So people are so much different. For this cohesiveness is a questionable reality. People cannot unite and become one on the physical level. I think it's more on the psychic plane, the spiritual plane, where we can speak about consciousness, superconsciousness, intuition, the spirit, and so on. This philosophy is known as monotheism. The dualistic philosophy says everything is separate. God is separate from man. While the monotheistic philosophy is a unification one. Everything is one a part of God. You can only realize this by experience. It cannot come to you by mere philosophizing or mere conjecturing, you know. People got to realize it from meditation, from the experience. You know, I was just reading a book the other day that when Mahatma Gandhi was alive, people from all over the world, they came to see him, to meet him, to stay in his ashram, his Swarg ashram, or what they was calling it. And they were hoping he would teach them yoga, advanced techniques to meditate, to pranayama, mantras. But there was nothing like that. All he was telling them is to be true unto themselves and to serve humanity. Truthfulness, satyagraha movement. Be truthful unto yourself and to humanity. Truthfulness. Those are simple teaching. Work is worship, karma yoga. So by and by it comes down to that we are the maker of who we are. We might be in a very bad condition due to our ignorance or predicament, but then you might need help from those who are more centered or more grounded. You might need support. You might need friendship. But the problem is, how are you going to ask for it? You have to be polite always. You have to give and take. You know, you can't take only. You have to give back something in return. You know, and when you've brought yourself low, that's why does the problem come about. When you fall down or you go down low, get back is not so easy. It's difficult. It will take time. In that meanwhile, you'll need support from people, sympathizers, friends, educated people, elders, priests, pastors, pundits. They have to come to play to help the soul up again till you recover. So time and again mankind falls, he goes down, and he exhibits very human qualities, and I don't want to say powerful, but it's when the lower planes you speak differently, you think differently, and you do things differently, you know, sometimes self-destructive, sometimes destructive unto others, and so on. So in such circumstances, you need a lot of support and kindness and understanding to get out of it. And it's not always that